Hello much neglected internet, it's me Jenny, and I know I've been ignoring you this week, but I could blame it on the shockingness of my internet, or I could blame it on the continual busyness of my life, both of which are true, but actually this week I've spent pretty much all my free time catching up on the Marvel Extended Universe so that I could watch Age of Ultron with all of the Easter eggs intact. And that included marathoning, for the most part, whenever I had a free moment, the DareDevil Netflix series. And my quick review is, it is possibly my favourite offshoot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. In fact, if I were to rate the extended Marvel Cinematic Universe series, it would go DareDevil, Agent Carter, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with that particular gap. And I've already made a video praising how much I enjoyed Agent Carter. I really love this series, and I think if you were to put this down to a sort of world-building universe, it's amazing that this series works so well in the Marvel Universe, because you have things like Guardians of the Galaxy and you have things like the Avengers, which is saving the world, and it's about, you know, stopping entire cities from falling and, you know, stopping things from blowing up, giant things, the world from being destroyed. It's about saving the universe. While Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is about saving really powerful things, really important people, and saving cities and saving towns and saving hundreds of peoples and organisations, while DareDevil is about the people. And it's not patronisingly about the people, it is about individuals, and it makes you care about people that just normal people. But it's still part of the same universe, so you can, it makes sense. It makes sense, and it's so much more personal. And that's not to say that the action isn't extraordinary, you don't really feel the stakes in a wider world, but it makes you genuinely care about the characters, and this isn't just the main characters, it makes you care about every individual you meet. And it's really just, it's a very, very clever way of looking at the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's very, very well directed, it's very slick, it's very smooth, it's got enough grittiness and enough realisticness without it being overtly Game of Thrones, HBO gory. It doesn't go to that extreme, but it is definitely dark and real and bloody. I just love how it works within the universe. I love the acting throughout is extraordinary. I've always loved Charlie Cox, and I love to see Deborah Ann Woll play a more mature character rather than a constant teenager, as her character in True Blood was. I love seeing her play this more mature, much darker character. And it works the balance between idealising, like romanticising violence, but still making it have proper consequences. I love how they deal with the superpowers in this, the fact that it's, you know, it's a vulnerability, but it's also incredibly cool, the fact that they manage the Daredevil abilities very, very well. I love some of the like nods to a wider cinematic universe, particularly Madame Gok, I think that's her name. I think that's an incredibly interesting nudge to a wider cinematic universe. I like the way that they deal with the outskirts of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the event, without it really affecting the things, because the things are the people, and the people are living their normal lives and trying to get on with their normal lives despite the wider universe. I think it's very clever, as I said, it's very well acted, the characterisation is extraordinarily well done. As I said, I love how they deal with the lore of the characters. I love how I have to admit that I'm not that up to date with the Daredevil mythos, but after a quick Wikipedia, I love how close this is to the actual Daredevil origin story and how the characters work. I like that they're very, very, very human. Just generally, there's not anything I dislike about this series, really. It's very well paced. It's paced in a way that it is aimed at someone who does like to marathon series. It's a consistent little universe with an on-running story, but you can watch one episode and come back the next week. But it's one of those ones that is a rare cinematic TV opportunity that when I did leave it for a day or two, I was still thinking about it when I was at work or when I was doing other things. I was thinking, oh, what's going to happen next? I had that buzz that I haven't had for years, where you want to know what's going to happen next in the series. You want to watch the next episode because it's intense and you're excited, and that made me genuinely happy. I think the music is very well done. I love the whole way that they've built up this city, and it's very gritty, and it's so well done. It's so hard to explain how well done this is, and it's left it with a positive end, but with consequences on the horizon, without it being too much of a nod and a wink to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that's one of the things that kind of drew back on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and to some extent Agent Carter, is because they're so ingrained with the Marvel Cinematic Universe that they couldn't really focus too much on their own story, because they're all trying to nod and wink towards a wider world. This winks at the wider world but focuses on the characters. It's its own complete story, it's its own complete universe. You care about the characters, you care about the world, you care about the city and the environment and what's happening with this little pocket of people who are 3 main characters, and you really, really care about them, and you're not worried about the wider world because you've got so much to worry about on the ground. And that's what's going to make these Marvel Netflix series so good, is because you care about the people on the ground and you don't necessarily care about the wider world. And it's great, it's fantastic that all of these superheroes characters do care about the wider universe, but in the end people care about both things at once. You can think about the wider universe, but in the end you're still going to worry about homework and about bills, and that's what this series focuses on, and that's what I love about this series. And so that was my not so quickie review for the DareDevil Netflix series. As I said, I marathoned my way through it more or less, so some of my thoughts aren't very specific, but I did really, really, really enjoy it. I think it's brilliantly mature. There's little things in here that just speak to respecting the audience. Things like whenever they have flashbacks, they don't have a 7 years ago or 24 hours earlier type thing. They just trust you to work it out, and that is so rare, and it just puts a level of trust in the audience that a lot of other TV series don't do, and I like that it trusts the audience to work it out. And I would really enjoy rewatching the series again and again and again, and I had a really good time. It's enough darkness, but there's enough upbeats that you don't feel like you're constantly being dragged into the dirt, but it makes you really empathise with the dirt that you see the characters dragged into. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Feel free to comment if you've seen the series. I will be catching up on my videos, so there we go. See you guys all very soon. Bye guys!